Patrick Mahomes drinks for free after a season-ending torn ACL. So Patrick Mahomes, we are rooting for the comeback, which will be awesome to watch. But, man, it's been a bad year for the Chiefs, and this was kind of just the final blow.
It's just brutal. I feel like Patrick Mahomes is one of those guys that even though people are sometimes, there are people that are quote unquote sick of the Chiefs.
Chiefs fatigue.
Right? Chiefs have Chiefs fatigue and the documentary and everything, and we've seen them in the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl like every single year it feels like. But I feel like Patrick Mahomes is one of those guys that has universal appeal. Like, just universal approval rating. Who doesn't like Patrick Mahomes?
I like Patrick Mahomes.
Everyone likes Patrick Mahomes. Even if you're quote unquote fatigued with the Chiefs, you like Patrick Mahomes, and you definitely don't want to see this happening. This is Patrick Mahomes tweeting this out.
Yeah, don't know why this had to happen, and not going to lie, it hurts, but all we can do now is trust in God and attack every single day over and over again. Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom, for always supporting me, and for everyone who has reached out and sent prayers. I will be back.
Yeah, Mahomes is obviously his standing in the game. He's the closest thing I think that football has right now to, a Roger Federer or a Tiger Woods. Like, he is iconic. His performance, the fact that he was in 7 straight AFC title games to start his career is just complete insanity. It's basically what LeBron James did. This is the parallel. Like, this is the regard that you have to hold Mahomes in. So hopefully he can get back. It's a brutal day overall. Micah Parsons goes down too. There's like 2 of the 10 best players in the sport. To lose them on the same day, brutal.
2 ACLs, too. I mean, there were a lot of other
serious
nicks,
injuries.
but those are
season-ending.
serious injuries. The questions now become, when will they be able to return? Will they be ready for the start of the season next year? We don't know. But massive implications for the Packers. Jay, I want to talk about that in a second. But with Mahomes, obviously, the Chiefs got eliminated here. So there's obviously a fantasy impact because the Chiefs have games and, everyone has Kelsey and Rashee Rice on their teams. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the NFL, it's just whatever. It just sucks, man. You hate to see.
Must-watch TV.
Yes.
Love the Chiefs or hate the Chiefs. They are must-watch TV with Patrick Mahomes.
There's no question. I love Patrick. It's a bummer here. Carson Cohen 3899. Who we picking up with no Mahomes? Well, you'll have to tune in tomorrow to the Waiver Wire show.
Yes,
but Gardner Minshew will take over as quarterback for the Chiefs. I don't know that he's necessarily a quote plug and play. The Chiefs' offense hasn't been great with Mahomes. It's been inconsistent, Jay.
Yeah, it has. I mean, on the season, it's been fairly efficient. I think their pass defense has been the biggest issue. But in recent weeks, it clearly wasn't very good against the Texans. They had their struggles yesterday against the Chargers. And, I mean, it's obviously a brutal way for the season to end with losing Mahomes like that. But, I mean, they were likely going to lose to the Chargers and they were going to get eliminated from the playoffs. So, yeah, terrible year for the Chiefs.
Real quickly, with Micah Parsons, what are the odds of the Packers making the Super Bowl? I assume they had to have moved.
They moved. Now they're in basically a coin flip with the Bears to even win the NFC North. And it wasn't just Micah Parsons, like Christian Watson. Doesn't look like that's serious, but expect that he's certainly in some doubt for this week against the Bears, and that's a potential division-deciding game. So the Packers, who go from the second favorite to win the NFC after the Rams, are now just in this cluster of teams, and their upside. I mean, they were so dependent on Parsons with that defense because he's the only guy generating pressure there. So just a different team without him. Clearly.
There's no question about that. Also, Rams play the Thursday night game. It's a short week for LA. They play the Seahawks. Speaking about another division that's sort of up for grabs, I think that game decides sort of the NFC West. And no Davante Adams potentially. He leaves this game with a hammy. This is something that's plagued him throughout his career. He came into the game questionable with the hamstring injury. He leaves the game early, and now he's got a short week to turn around against Seattle, which would be tough if you're going into Week 16, the semifinals without Davante Adams, and there's a real possibility of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It likely decides who gets the 1 seed in the end. Like, this is the biggest regular season game of the season, and Davante, I mean, not a doctor, but pulling up like that with a hamstring when you've dealt with issues with it, you would suspect that on the road on a short break, he is unlikely to play. That was what Sean McVay implied, that he's certainly in a lot of doubt. And so, Puka Nacua, how many targets can one man get? We're about to find out.
Yeah.
All right.
My desperation play, Colby Parkinson back in play. Big moment for Colby Parkinson against the Seattle team that struggles against tight ends.
But you liked that review.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Of course.
I'm very confused about that.
I think the world was. Unless he
juggled it, but...
And then repossessed the ball across the whatever.
In an angle.
It doesn't matter.
In an angle that was not shown to America.
Yes.
Because, as Dave Blandino said, it was...
I don't pretend to understand how things are officiated. And I think the biggest issue, I don't want to derail us further than we've already been derailed, I think the biggest issue with officiating in the NFL, and I think, so many people complain about officiating in the NFL. I don't think it's rigged. I don't think these people are incompetent. I think they all try very, very hard. I think the biggest issue with officiating in America is that refs do it all differently. That there's not one consistent in terms of what one referee thinks is pass interference, another referee does not.
Right.
And that's the issue, is that there's not some, it all gets called differently.
Yeah,
it's
like balls and strikes in baseball.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's the same sort of thing. It's just what one ref thinks is a possession is what another guy's like, no, that's incomplete.
Yeah, and it's not like, in baseball, you can kind of adjust your strategy to the strike zone. In basketball, okay, they're allowing more, we can adjust how we're playing to that. In the NFL, it's like, all right, well, it's going to hinge on one or two different calls across the game, so it's not quite the same.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.